Another one. DJ Khaled.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And on tap tonight, it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going up against the New York Knicks. For the Knicks, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Well, certainly the Timberwolves have one of the best young cores in the league now. Kenny, how well do Wiggins and Towns pair up with each other now and down the road?
Wow, young team. However, these two...
Let the games begin. Let the games begin.
Fans, get out of your seat and let them hear it!
It's a road game for the Knicks, and they're facing an interconference
Hello today. Welcome to Minnesota, the home court advantage for the Timberwolves here at the Target Center, bringing you another edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. Tip-off goes to Minnesota. So the New York starting five. Calderon is out there with Vujacic. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then it's Anthony. And it's Porzingis in at the power forwards position.
And they get the first bucket of the game on that one.
I tell you what, fellas, I'm anticipating a good one here.
Unable to get the ball in bounds. They get called for the 5-second violation. Towns with it. Rubio at the elbow. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. Minnesota shooting their first free throw of the night.
Ricky Rubio.
One shot. One shot.
Well, I tell you what, Ricky Rubio has everything you want out of a player except one thing. He has to learn to shoot it better. Rubio can defend, he can pass, he can lead a team, but until he becomes a better shooter, I think he's going to short-circuit his potential.
Here's Towns. Levine kicks to Wiggins. Off target from outside. Here's Porzingis. And there's the second call as they can't get it across half court in time.
Well, out of the break, guys, he's managed to turn it over twice now, and that doesn't bode well for the rest of the quarter if he doesn't shake out of it and tighten things up.
Minnesota with the ball. It's a three-point game. And back to Ricky Rubio for a moment, who certainly is at the hub of what this team does. Averaging over 8 assists a game for his career through last season. If he can stay healthy, gain some weight, this is going to watch.
It really is. And listen, they're also built now for him because they got those great athletic wings. And if he can shoot it a little bit better, I mean, I think he's going to have more opportunity. spread the floor and drive and make plays. And for his first 4 seasons in the league, never hit over 38%. That's not going to get it done at the highest level.
You look at Gorgie Jang and his development in the league out of Louisville. What a big jump for him last season.
And that's a great point. That first year, you could tell the game was a little too fast, and he was a bit overwhelmed, but started to get more and more minutes throughout the season and really blossomed with the extra opportunity.
And so it's Minnesota with it, following the score by New York. Kicks it out to Wiggins. They get the rebound. Lopez with the block. Outside Anthony. Out left to the wing. Here's Porzingis. Offline with his 3.
And Jang last season doubled his points per game, got enough rebounds where he could be a double-double player every night in the near future.
Here's Levine. With the floater, and it's sent back by Lopez. Minnesota on D. Out to the wing, launches it. Rubio with the rebound.
And Jang isn't a young player by any means, but he has learned how to fill a niche on a team quickly. Just offers good numbers and intangibles in a lot of places on the stat sheet.
Here is Calderon after the basket by Minnesota. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession.
I tell you what, he clearly had a brain freeze on that one. You might just as well keep going straight to the bench.
If you're just tuning in, we played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Well, let's go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Sam Mitchell. Doris, what's the news?
Yes, Kevin, he told me that when you're playing against a team that can finish inside as efficiently as this team does, they don't want to allow any looks easily on the interior. He said if they can limit them in that department, they'll be in good shape.
Always great to hear from you, Doris. Now Vujicic following the three-point attempt by Andrew Wiggins. And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court. Timberwolves leading by 6. Well, Clark, what can you say about the Knicks last season? They had a lot of trouble on their road trips, among other things.
Well, especially on the road. I mean, only managed to get 7 road wins on the season, Kevin.
Jang, no luck.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Anthony, no one around. New York, no good that time either.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
And Rubio kicks to Levine. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist.
And for the Knicks last season, they actually shot decently on the road. They just didn't play any defense, and that's kind of what did them in.
Here's Vujicic. Porzingis.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying annex to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
And Jose Calderon gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Nikola Begovic is checked in for Minnesota. Muhammad comes in for Levine. And a new group in for the Knicks. Kevin Serafin is checked in for Lopez. Derek Williams comes in for Porzingis. Aaron Aflalo is checked in for Sasha Vujicic. And it's Grant in for Jose Calderon. And the basket by Rubio.
Well, you know, going back to the Knicks on the road, they just forgot to defend the three-point shot. I mean, they had the worst three-point field goal percentage defense with their opponents making 40% of their threes against them. That was the worst in the league.
Minnesota making some changes. Payne is checked in for Towns. And Tayshaun Prince subbed in for Wiggins. And New York with a change here, too. Galloway is checked in. The lead pushes to double digits.
It's like raining buckets right now. I wonder if this is the early stages of a blowout.
Well, we've got to be careful. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves just yet. But it has been pretty ugly so far, no doubt about that.
And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. It's now been a decade since the Minnesota Timberwolves played postseason basketball. Last trip to the postseason for the Wolves back in 2004.
Wow, that was a long time ago. And if you're wondering, that is.
goes to Minnesota. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Vujacic is out there with Calderon. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then it's Anthony. And it's Porzingis in at the 4. Here's Levine. Feeds to Towns. Wiggins kicks to Zhang. That falls. Nice feed that time from Wiggins. Zhang's got the game going here with the first basket for Minnesota. They're going to turn it over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time.
Timberwolves ball.
Here's Dang. He feeds it to Wiggins. Tries it from 9. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
That's his first personal foul.
That one's on Anthony.
At the line for your
Andrew
Timberwolves.
Wiggins showed that he's going to be a big-time player in this league for a long time.
And we knew Wiggins could attack the basket and create his own shot, Kevin, but I think many, and I'm included in this, were surprised at how good his jumper looks this early in his career. I mean, it's pretty reliable right now.
And both free throws good for Wiggins.
And with Wiggins' game, he has a nice jumper for a player his age. As he grows in the league, he'll become more and more comfortable shooting from deep. He'll be nearly impossible to guard when he adds a consistent three-point shot.
They set the screen. Now Zhang. Lopez with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's New York. And he gets it to go.
And I love that the instant that steal was made, they were out in the open floor.
Ball pressure leading to the run out. Man, it doesn't get much nicer than that. That is sweet, sweet stuff.
There's Levine. Gets some rim on the way in, and the bucket's good.
And you know, with Wiggins, it just isn't all about his ability to score. Showed a real knack for making the unselfish play, too. Understands how to work as a unit to create shots and gets to the right spot on the floor. His potential is unlimited.
Just over a minute played here in the start of the game.
And with room like that off the pick, you have got to knock that one down.
Well, you know, they did everything right, Greg. They executed. All you want is a good look at the basket. Sometimes the shots just don't fall.
And so it's New York with it after the miss from Ricky Rubio.
They really can't allow him too many open looks like that. I mean, that's just inviting trouble.
Kicks it to Levine. They set the pick. No luck, and New York will come the other way. Calderon with it. And the pass to Porzingis. Score the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
Yeah, heads up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
Rubio dishes to Zhang. Towers off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Well, Merry Christmas. I mean, that was a freebie.
Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Last season for the Timberwolves, it was a struggle most of the season. Young teams tend to do that, but they didn't have, unfortunately, Greg, much luck at home.
You know, they basically limped their way to a league worst 9-32 record at home. Part of taking your lumps as a young team. Let's see how they respond this season.
For Minnesota, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. To the middle, here's Dang. Terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Now, here's Calderon. Here's Porzingis. Rebound by Dang.
No one to blame on that one but himself. You get looks like that, you've got to take advantage.
Got it. Nice one there from Levine.
That is some real serious dime dropping there. Exquisite assist.
That'll be a 5-second call. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Minnesota. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Zach Levine. And then for New York, Kevin Serafin is checked in for Lopez. Flalo comes in for Sasha Vujacic. And it's Grant in for Jose Calderon. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And Pekovic kicks to Rubio. Hits from the high post. Rubio's got his first points of the game.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball. It's been kind of a comedy of errors for them in the first half so far. They've been all over the place.
And just too many turnovers, and it has not been pretty offensively.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Adrian Payne's checked in for Gorgie Dan. And Tayshaun Prince subbed in for Wiggins. And then for New York, Derek Williams comes in for Porzingis. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Anthony. Now here's Muhammad. High post Pekovic. The Timberwolves working the ball around now. The drive by Rubio. And the shot is good.
This is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling. Off to a very good start offensively as a result.
Knicks trail by 7.
And Ricky Rubio, one of the youngest international basketball stars ever. We started hearing about him in the U.S. back when he was 16. And even then, powerful teams in Europe were all vying for his service.
Now Muhammad. After the missed 3 from Derek Williams. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Grant gets a wide open look. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And going back to Rubio, Clark, his natural instincts in every phase of the game, as Greg was just talking about, are really second to none. In 06, he led Spain to a championship, registering 3 triple-doubles and 1 quadruple-double.
Despite those gaudy numbers, you just never know with an international star if, in fact, his game will translate to the NBA. Rubio's game obviously has.
Well, there was a time when the media had written off Shabazz Muhammad as an impact player we showed last year. He belongs in this NBA.
Yeah, certainly did. He's improved in every facet of the game. Sometimes we tend to write guys off a little too soon, Kevin. The media in general, not you in particular. He's been a big-time performer for the Wolves.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first.
For Muhammad, it's weird that so many fans had given up on a player just after his rookie season. I mean, he's vindicated anyone who stuck with him after his slow rookie start.
Williams with a clean look. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist. Williams has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Rubio outside. Pekovic with a screen. Rubio the pass to Pekovic. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
That's his first personal
And
foul.
for Muhammad, a lot of it had to do with the hype he got in college, coupled with his age situation. So when he struggled, people were too quick to write him off. But he has showed he can ball. And guys, for Nikola Pekovic, NBA scouts said he needed work on his shot coming in. Yet he's money from mid-range at times, especially at the charity stripe. One of the best free throw shooting bigs we have in our league.
Both free throws good from Pekovic. And back to Pekovic at the free throw line. Clark, he has consistently been around 75% for his career.
And Kevin, last season he got that number up to 84%. And he also gives you really good effort in the paint on both ends of the floor.
Minnesota leading by 8. And Rubio kicks to Muhammad. Can't cash in from close range.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And there's the second call as they can't get the cross half court in time.
Just too many miscues here in the early going.
And it's not hard to see why they're down. I mean, it seems every trip down the floor, they're giving the ball to the other team.
Timberwolves on offense. They're on a 14-5 run here. Here's Rubio. He kicks it to Muhammad. Just 3 on the clock. That one goes.
Already seizing control of this game.
Total control, Greg, and as well as they're playing at both ends, I look for this lead to get even larger.
And as the first quarter wraps up, already a double-digit lead. The Timberwolves on top, ending the first quarter with a massive 16-5 run. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Talked about how he prepares himself mentally to carry this team.
It's easy. It's basketball. It's out there having fun. It's out there working together. You know, the biggest thing is the defensive end. As long as we keep that up, we're going to score enough points to, possibly win basketball games. So I'm definitely not concerned from that aspect of it.
Well, you don't hear too many players, Greg, saying it's easy and they're not too concerned.
Yeah, or talking about possibly winning basketball games. But I have a feeling he's more concerned than he talks about and when he says it's easy. It may be for him, but it sure didn't look easy for the Knicks last season.
Turnover. Minnesota ball.
And welcome back. It's been all one-sided so far through the first quarter as our second quarter gets underway. And what do you guys think about Minnesota here in this one?
And it's really about limiting their mistakes. And early on, they've been able to do that here in the first.
And, guys, I like what I've seen from them on the other end, forcing a few giveaways, and that's allowed them to widen that turnover margin.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. And New York, looking at who they've got. We've got Robin Lopez. Calderon is out there with a flower. Then it's Anthony. And it's Porzingis in at the 4.
Just a total loss of concentration right there.
And, Greg, if they continue to make those kinds of mistakes, then this game could turn even more south on them, and sour.
The feed to Levine. Timberwolves passing it around. Wiggins drives in. That's good.
Boy, for the Knicks last season, saying it was rough is an understatement. There was a lot of turbulence, and some of it was due to their defense. They just had a difficult time stringing together stops and cutting down opponents' scoring chances.
And so it's Minnesota with it. Levine kicks to Wiggins. There's the pick. Jang dishes to Towns. It's rebounded by New York. Well, for the Knicks last season, Greg, the defense a problem for them, specifically how they defended against perimeter shots, and in particular the three.
30% Kevin, of the threes against them went in. That was by far the worst in the league, and it's a big reason why they would end the year with the worst margin of victory in the NBA. How about minus 9.3?
Timberwolves leading by 14. To the paint. It's tipped and stolen by Aflalo. And that's going to be a turnover. They call for 8 seconds.
All you have to do is point to their turnovers this quarter. There's a reason the scoreboard looks like it does.
That's been the culprit, the turnovers. I mean, TOs, those kinds of mistakes have really kind of drained their confidence to this point.
Got it. One there from Levine.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside. The Achilles heel of this team right now, turnovers.
6 points given away on miscues. They can't afford many more if they're going to cut into this lead.
So it's the Timberwolves now. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Hands it from downtown. Levine's got 5 points in the quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense. Hey, guys, for Zach LaVine, once he finally got comfortable last season, boy, did he
He shot 42% over his rookie year, but 47% over the last month. And I think that gave him a lot of confidence as he's entering into year 2.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, Karl Anthony Towns didn't come into the previous year as the most highly touted prospect, Clark, but his play last year in Kentucky would change that.
No question about it. People knew he was going to be good, Kevin. But you saw him being this good. He showed he could do a little bit of everything as a Kentucky big.
And New York making a change here. Vujacic is checked in. And Towns drops them both.
And guys, with Towns, he is so valuable in every aspect of the game. Really great at both ends of the floor. His defense is as strong as it gets for a first-year player.
That's good.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Wiggins passes to Levine. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter.
And perhaps the biggest plus about Towns is his upside. I mean, he's shown that he can make big strides in his level of play. Already good at shooting from outside and can play either post spot, too.
Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
All right, Target. Coming to the court now, your Timberwolves dancers. Come on, give it up.
When Ricky Rubio returned from injury, they just looked so much more in sync as a team.
Kevin Garnett.
They're going to turn over. Couldn't get it in bounds that time. Well, the Wolves improved just very slightly last year in terms of wins, Clark. Quality of play on the floor, though, was visible.
Yeah, you know, the team's point differential was a lot better with Rubio in the lineup. They did have some big wins over quality teams, and Rubio's impact was certainly noticeable.
And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Muhammad, no luck.
I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
And they call the 8-second violation. Too much time getting it up court.
They've been careless and sloppy, and the turnovers have been a big problem.
Yeah, big reason they're trailing. And for the quarter, how about 9 points off of those turnovers?
Timberwolves on offense. They're on a 13-5 run. There's the screen. Pass to Levine. Jacks up a three. And again, Minnesota with the triple.
And he's starting to show that.
Tip-off goes to Minnesota. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. Anthony is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Robin Lopez. Then it's Vujacic. And it's Calderon in at the point. Here's Levine. Got a piece of it. The pass to Towns. Got a piece of it. 2 on the clock. Second chance shot. And it's good on the way. Towns has got the opening bucket of the night here for the Timberwolves.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Fred.
Here's Dang. Rubio outside. Here's Wiggins. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
A lot of comparisons have been made about Andrew Wiggins. Kobe Bryant, in fact, Clark went as far as to say that he sees a lot of himself in Wiggins as a player.
Ultimate compliment there. I mean, that's exactly what Kobe Bryant just gave him. Wiggins has the chance to reach that level, I think.
And Dang gets it to go.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Rubio against Calderon. First quarter of play with about a minute and a half gone. Pass to Porzingis. 6 on the shot clock. From outside, off the mark. Timberwolves have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Here's Wiggins. It's tipped. They recover it. He had a nice open look right there. Levine's got his first bucket of the night.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
Here's Porzingis. They get it back.
That would have been lucky had it fallen. Poor shot selection.
Yeah, look at the coach's face and the expression. It says all over it. Are you kidding me?
Lopez kicks to Calderon. Here's Porzingis. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Bean passes to Rubio. Here's Dang. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. And for Gorgie Jang, an intelligent guy with strong physical attributes, gigantic arm span, but extremely raw skill-wise.
Yeah, his game still needs plenty of polish on both ends of the floor. But I really felt like he took a huge leap last season, and he has the intensity along with that work ethic to continue to grow.
You know, on the topic of Zhang, he did improve in practically every category in year 2. Offensively, though, he still looked a bit mechanical. And on defense, he still went for too many head fakes, but you've got to like his upside. Well, as far as the league's big men go, he's one of the very best at the foul line.
To end the run, that's good.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
Timberwolves leading by 8.
And talking about Gorgie Jang, he recorded 22 points and 21 rebounds in a game his rookie season. Amazingly, it was the first ever 2020 game by our Timberwolves rookie. The Wolves, of course, won 2 together, Garnett and Kevin Love, so that's pretty good company.
He's checked in for the Knicks. Timberwolves have gone 5 of 8 from the field, shooting over 62%. Levine dishes to Rubio. Floats one. Jang. Lopez with the block. And they're able to recover. Wiggins drives in. Good.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
Giving up too many open shots. I mean, that's what's happening here, Greg. They look to me to be a bit sluggish.
Now here's Anthony. From 13 feet, it goes down.
I tell you what, guys, it's going to be a tough day on this defense if he's got the A game rolling tonight.
Levine kicks to Towns, and that one's good. Towns has got 6 points.
He couldn't have dreamed of a much better start here than they've had today.
I think the offensive game plan they came in with was right on point. It's worked perfectly, and the lead they already have is proof in the pudding.
That's good.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Timberwolves leading by 7. And Rubio kicks to Levine. 1:46 left in the first. And the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That is his first foul of the game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
Yeah, but in this case, I think he got it right. The defender was still moving there and never really had good legal guarding position. He wasn't set.
Nikola Pekovic is checked in for the Timberwolves. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Zach LaVine. Now, here's Rubio. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change.
Well, the effort was there, but he just couldn't quite fight his way through traffic.
I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on as the season grew older. More and more of their national coverage games were being pulled.
Now, here's Rubio. Following the miss by Carmelo Anthony. Pekovic attacking. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio. Pekovic has got his first points in this one. Anthony in the corner. Lets it go from the wing. Got it for his fourth field goal of the game on just 5 shots. 59 seconds left in the first quarter. And Rubio kicks to Muhammad. Baseline try. Out of bounds. Timberwolves ball. Minnesota beats the center. Some changes for Minnesota. Adrian Payne comes in for Towns. And Tayshaun Prince subbed in for Andrew Wiggins.
Tayshaun Prince.
And Pekovic kicks to Rubio. Goes back up. And Pekovic with the layup. Pekovic has got his second bucket tonight.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
Knicks trail by 9. Anthony on the wing. 32 seconds left to play here in the first. Releases from 15 and no good. Trying to use the glass. Minnesota shooting 56% in this first quarter. An outstanding start for this offense. Rubio the pass to Payne. Kicks it to Muhammad. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. And Pekovic throws it down.
And it really starting to look like they're going to have one of those days where nothing goes wrong.
Well, Greg, they certainly haven't done anything wrong so far. Stretching the lead into double digits already.
Here's Pekovic. He's got 6. Prince in the corner. Takes the 3. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
So as we end the first quarter, already a double-digit ball game. Timberwolves lead by 11. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And some tough time for the Knicks. But you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise. Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
You know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. And quite a position here for the Timberwolves to be in. What do you think, guys?
You always like it when your team doesn't settle for outside shots, and that's been the case here early on.
Yeah, I agree with you. They've done a nice job, Greg, working it low and not taking the easy way out on offense, keeping that pressure on the defense by going inside.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor. All fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, they've got Chang. Payne out there with Tayshaun Prince. Then there's Shabazz Muhammad, and it's Levine in at the point. And that is good. Prince has got the lead up to 11 now for the Timberwolves.
You got to give them a lot of credit for the job they've done on the backboard.
They've done a lot of things well today, but really it's about what they've done on the backboard that's at the top of that list.
Calderon, that's good.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
One thing about Jose Calderon, you could see the frustration in him last season playing a career-low 42 games. And his averages were down pretty much, Greg, across the board.
Yeah, and Kevin, he was brought in to kind of invigorate the Knicks' point guard position, but following a preseason calf injury, you know, he missed the team's first 13 games and never was able to really get going. Remember, coming into a new system where he had to learn how to play differently, and then after all that, you know, you have to shut him down because of that left Achilles.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Towns comes in for Adrian Payne, and Andrew Wiggins is subbed in for Tayshaun Prince. Here's Levine. Shot clock at 6. From 12 feet out. That one off the back iron and out.
And getting back to Jose Calderon, he's been an extremely efficient shooter for a point guard. 48% from the field throughout his career. But last season, he couldn't hit it at all. I mean, he dropped down to 41%.
Now, Wiggins. Quarter number 2. We're about 2 minutes in. Here's Levine. Carmelo Anthony comes up with the rebound.
And you know, on the topic of Jose Calderon, his game is predicated on getting others involved. Last season, he had Carmelo Anthony to throw it to, and really pretty much no one else. So defenders could key on him a little more, causing him, I thought, to become just a little less efficient.
Now, here's Wiggins. Levine can't hit.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
And there's the second ball as they can't get it across that court in time. Kevin Garnett, who's checked in for the Timberwolves. Minnesota leading by 6. To the inside. Wiggins lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Wiggins has got 6 points.
The number of points they've scored in the paint already today is pretty eye-opening.
It really is, Clark. The defenders need to do a better job of closing those lanes to the hoop.
Calderon has the open look. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Calderon's got 5 points now this quarter.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
Here's Levine. He's guarded by Calderon. Levine, good.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Greg, the play in the paint has gone almost entirely all their way.
The tray. Minnesota with the rebound. They've led by as many as 11 points.
Unfortunately, that's been the result for him over and over, guys. He just cannot find the bottom of the basket.
Kept alive.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Here's Porzingis. And out of bounds as the Timberwolves gain possession. Minnesota ball. Ricky Rubio checked in for Shabazz Muhammad.
Ricky Rubio.
Here is Rubio. He hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change.
In last season, the Wolves had the hardest strength of schedule in the entire league. It might have worked out for them in the end, as come lottery time, those extra losses do tend to help.
A minute 50 left in the second quarter. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin.
And Aflalo kicks to Lopez. There's the feed to Carmelo. And stolen by Wiggins. That'll be Minnesota as it goes out of bounds. Timber.
Minnesota ball.
Minnesota making some changes. Nikola Pekovic is checked in for Town. And Tayshaun Prince subbed in for Levine.
Tayshaun Prince.
.29 left to play here in the second quarter. And Garnett misses.
I mean, look, no one guarding you. It's better to not pull up and try the leaner.
Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
They're shooting the ball extremely well right now. They're looking at that three-point shot as a way to get some extra offense and really continue to fortify their momentum.
Now, here's Rubio. He kicks to Garnett. All alone. Offensive rebound. Here's Pekovic. Just couldn't take the lid off. They had their chances, but came up empty. The wide open look here for Anthony. Offline with his three.
He hit a three in the first, but so far has been unable to capitalize here in this quarter.
Pekovic with the screen for Rubio. To the inside. He got an advantage there off the pitch and took it right in. 8 points for Nikola Pekovic.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
Anthony against Prince. The 11-footer. And with that shot, the Timberwolves lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Anthony.
And he's been the key for their offense with the way he shot the basketball.
Yeah, he's most certainly not the reason they're in the hole. I mean, his percentage has been outstanding.
Rubio outside. Pass to Pekovic. That's good. It's Rubio with the assist. Rubio's got 5 assists in the game.
His ball distribution tonight just as good as it gets.
Yeah, it sure has been. I mean, all you have to do is look at the numbers. There's no lying in those totals.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime. Timberwolves ahead, up by 9. We'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It was a fast pace for Minnesota at the outset. Their mission to dominate early was accomplished with a spirited 14-4 run to start. After a well-executed first quarter, they held the lead by 11. In the second quarter, they didn't play quite as well and were outscored, but still were able to head to the locker room up by a solid 9 at the half. And Shaq, what do you think about... All right, that is going to wrap up our halftime report as it's just about time for the start of the third quarter.
beginning in just a moment. Carmelo Anthony really has his fingerprints all over this one.
And in terms of points in that first half, you know, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
Getting underway in the second half. Here's the 5 for Kurt Rambis. They got a follow. Anthony is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Calderon in at the point. And here's a follow for 3. That's good.
And that's one of his strengths, knocking down those long-range jump shots.
Timberwolves leading by 8. Towns at the elbow. Uncovered. That's good. He's got 6.
Even double team, he had the vision to see the open man.
They're going to turn over. They couldn't get it in bounds that time. Minnesota ball. Turning in, we're about a minute into the second half. That's good.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Lopez kicks to Anthony. New York moving the ball around. A follow, no good. 1 year out from the big Kevin Love for Andrew Wiggins trade, and you have to think that the Wolves are pleased. Wiggins, Clark, has looked amazing.
Yeah, to get talent from a player who wants out is one thing. To get a player of Wiggins' caliber is a whole nother level, and that's a good get for the Wolves.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Minnesota calls timeout.
And for the Love and Wiggins trade, we knew that it could take several years to properly evaluate, but Wiggins was just so good his rookie season.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Muhammad's checked in. Calderon against Rubio. Here's Muhammad. Buries it from about 10 feet away. And the Timberwolves lead by 12.
And I think that is a key part. Wiggins was so much better than anyone expected as a rookie. People figured it would take him several years to develop, but he was the most NBA-ready player of the class, and I think that caught a lot of people off guard.
Towns. That's in. Coming off an assist from Rubio. Towns has got the lead up to 12 now for the Timberwolves. The Knicks have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Calderon against Rubio. Outside Anthony. The shot. Clock at 6. And the Knicks good for 2.
You know, he's knocking down his shots today, but it hasn't really translated to the scoreboard yet.
Calderon against Rubio. He feeds it to Jang. Back to Rubio. The Timberwolves need to get a shot on here. And the dunk by Towns.
Terrific assist that time by Rubio.
Here's Porzingis. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. Strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Minnesota shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Yeah, in general, they've been very solid. I mean, free throw shooting isn't something they've had to worry about too much this season, guys.
Minnesota making a switch here. Payne's checked in. Muhammad hits them both.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
Here's Porzingis. He has 7. Here's Lopez. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Lopez has got his first points in this one. Timberwolves leading by 12. Greg, as you mentioned, the Knicks. Very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to her game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drives per game as a team. And so they struggled shooting when they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.